Family, friends, and esteemed guests, welcome to the 2021 Fall Commencement at the University of Northern Iowa. Please rise for the graduating students. Representatives of the faculty of the University of Northern Iowa. The heads of the academic departments of the University of Northern Iowa. President of the University of Northern Iowa, Dr. Mark A. Nook, and the Platform Party.
Students, faculty, staff, and esteemed guests, I bid you welcome to the Fall 2021 commencement exercises of the University of Northern Iowa, which will now be in order. My name is John Valentine, and I am serving as your commencement marshal this afternoon. Please remain standing for the performing of our national anthem by the UNI Jazz Ensemble. Please be seated. At this time, I have the honor of introducing the members of the Platform Party. All those introduced should please remain standing until the introductions have been completed, and I ask that applause be withheld until all have been introduced. Dr. Mark Nook, President. Dr. Jose Herrera, Provost and Executive Vice President. Dr. Michael Hager, Senior Vice President for Finance and Operations. Dr. David Grady, Vice President for Student Life. Dr. Brenda Bass, Dean of the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Dr. Jennifer Waldron, Associate Vice President of Research and Innovation, Dean of the Graduate College and Online and Distance Education. Ms. Teresa Westbrook, Dean of the Library. Dr. Mary Connerly, Associate Dean of the College of Business and Professor of Management. Dr. James Mattingly, Chair of the University Faculty and Associate Professor of Management. Dr. Deirdre Heisted, Professor and Executive Director of Undergraduate Studies. Mr. Drew Conrad, Vice Chair of the UNI Alumni Association Board of Directors. Ms. Samantha Bennett, President, Northern Iowa Student Government. Ms. Darcy Van Voorst, Student Speaker and Candidate for Master of Social Work. And Ms. Robin Heiken, Interpreter. At this time, please welcome the President of the University of Northern Iowa, Dr. Mark Nook.
Honored guests, members of the Platform Party, faculty, staff of the University of Northern Iowa, friends, family members, honored guests of our graduates, but mostly to today's graduates. Welcome to the 2021 University of Northern Iowa commencement exercises. It's a pleasure to be here in person with all of you. We've been through a great deal over the last 20 months. It really is an honor to be in this room with you celebrating this great event. At the University of Northern Iowa, we pride ourselves on helping all of our students reach three important goals: their educational goals, their professional life goals, and their personal life goals. Today we celebrate the attainment of one of those goals, receiving a degree from the University of Northern Iowa, an educational goal. But we know that after you leave this place, you need to be prepared for your professional life as well as your personal life, and maybe most importantly, for that personal life. At the university, our faculty are dedicated to helping you, each of our students, reach those goals, to understand what it takes to be successful when they leave this institution. They set the bar really high, not so that students don't make it, but so that students are prepared for what comes after graduation. You're prepared for the next steps in your lives, in your careers, because of the education that you've received at the University of Northern Iowa. I want to thank the faculty and the staff that have cared for these students and helped them gain the knowledge and the insights and the thoughtfulness needed to be successful when they leave this place. One of the things that is a hallmark of this university is a sense of community, a sense of belonging, that everyone is connected to this place through each other. Those connections that our students build with faculty members are essential to your education and will last for many of you a lifetime. As importantly, the connections you've made with your classmates, with other students that aren't necessarily graduating today, maybe graduated a year ago or will graduate in a year or two. Those connections, many of them, will last your entire lifetime. Some of the strongest friendships you will have throughout your life will have started here at the University of Northern Iowa. It is a hallmark of this institution to build those close ties, not only with students, but with these faculty and staff members of the University of Northern Iowa. Students, thank you. We talk an awful lot about the impact that faculty make on your lives and on this place. They really do have a tremendous impact on what happens here at the University of Northern Iowa, the education you receive, the way we reach out to the community around us, the legacy we build in this state. But equally important is the impact you as students have through what you do interacting in the classroom with the faculty and the staff, the things you do outside of the classroom, whether it's in student organizations or just studying together in the library, the things that you do in our community, whether it's outreach, the things that we do to pack the backpacks in the dome on Martin Luther King Day so that kids around the Cedar Falls Valley will have meals to eat during the break, or whether it's helping build a playground for kids in Waterloo. There's so many ways that you have made an impact, a very positive impact, on this university and this community. So thank you for being our students. Thank you for caring about your education. And thank you for making a difference in what the University of Northern Iowa is. Go Panthers. Today, you will see some of our candidates wearing red, white, and blue honor cords. The honor cords indicate that these students have served, or are serving, or will be serving our country in the military. This recognition is well-deserved, and we are deeply grateful for your service and bravery, which affords us our freedoms. If you are a graduating student and are a current member of the military or a veteran, please rise and accept our thanks. Thank you. We recognize that there are many veterans and members of the military in the audience today as well. If you are a veteran or member of the active military, would you please rise and allow us to thank you for your service? Thank you.
At this time, please welcome Dr. James Mattingly, Associate Professor and Chair of the Faculty who teaches in the Department of Management in the College of Business.
On behalf of the faculty, I would like to offer my congratulations to all of today's graduates. The degree you are receiving is from an institution that values the quality of your education, is invested in your experiences as students and alumni, and is dedicated to providing quality faculty with diverse backgrounds to teach its students. We are proud of your accomplishments. At this time, please direct your attention to the screen as representatives of the faculty provide their congratulations.
Congratulations to all of our graduates across campus. This is such an exciting time for you. With your UNI degree in hand, many doors will be open to you. You've been well prepared during a time when the world was turned upside down, and by getting to this point, you've shown resilience that will serve you well the rest of your life. You should leave here with the confidence that you can change the entire world, or just your little corner of it. That is up to you. You determine what path you want to take and where your journey will lead you, and whatever you decide, you have our support. Your success is our success, and we are very proud of you. Again, congratulations on your achievement.
Congratulations, class of 2021. We know how hard you have worked throughout your time at UNI, and we're so proud of you. Your accomplishments are even more impressive as you carry them out during a worldwide pandemic. This is a huge step forward in your future, and we can't wait to see what becomes of it. We are grateful that you allowed us to be part of your academic journey, and we wish you the best in your future endeavors. We hope you will come back to visit us on campus and share your adventures. Congratulations, and go Panthers!
On behalf of the Division of Continuing Education and Special Programs, I would like to congratulate our students graduating with degrees in General Studies, Individual Studies Health Sciences, and Bachelor of Liberal Studies. You have accomplished great things and your future is bright. And to all of our 2021 graduates, congratulations on your outstanding achievement. We wish you a lifetime of learning and success.
Congratulations on this huge accomplishment. This is such a joyous occasion for you, your family, and your friends. Enjoy the moment. This is only the beginning for you, another step forward on your journey. All of you overcame challenges, made mistakes, some big, some small, and yet you persisted and you continued to work, and now you've succeeded. In the future, when your life throws you a curveball, regardless of the domain, work, life, family, remember that you can persevere yet again. You have the skills to overcome. You have an amazing group of people, your family and friends, your fellow Panther alumni, and all of us here at UNI in your corner, cheering for you, helping to pick you up when you need it, and more than anything, believing in you. You are a Panther. You are a beast. Decide what you want and go get it. Congratulations. Celebrate. You all deserve it.
Muchas felicidades a todos los graduandos y graduandas por sus logros en la Universidad del Norte de Iowa. Estamos orgullosos de ustedes y de lo que harán en el futuro. Enhorabuena.
Congratulations to all the graduating students, and thank you for entrusting us with the daunting responsibility of guiding you and seeing you through a challenging educational journey that culminates in this commencement ceremony today. And what a journey it has been. Taking together the all-night stints, working on assignments, the term papers, the quizzes and tests, the presentations, the auditions, the performances you gave, and for some of you, the juggling of school, work, and family that are part and parcel of the college experience stretch most students to their limits. Add the pandemic to the mix, and you multiply the challenge manyfold. Through it all, you forged on, pivoting to unfamiliar modes of instruction, masking up and socially distancing as necessary. And now here you're graduating and as ready as any graduating class in the past to take on life's challenges. Some of you will be going to graduate or professional school, and others will be joining the workforce. For the latter group, job prospects have never been better, as if to compensate for the extreme hurdles you have had to overcome. This is your day. Take a moment to let it sink in. Celebrate the momentous achievement, and then go forth and shine and take great comfort in the knowledge that you have received a first-rate education from UNI. We are so very proud of you. Once again, congratulations.
Thanks. Special thanks to our faculty representatives. We now proceed to the recognition and award of honors. Dr. Jose Herrera, Provost and Executive Vice President of the University, UNI's new Provost, will recognize those candidates honored for their superior record and scholarship. Please welcome Provost Herrera.
Esteemed guest, you may have noticed that some of our candidates today are wearing bronze medallions. This medallion indicates these students are graduating with summa cum laude honors, which means that they have achieved an academic level which places them in the top 3% of their graduating class. The university is very proud to recognize these candidates at this time. Would the summa cum laude candidates please rise so we may recognize and honor you? Congratulations. Students graduating with magna cum laude honors have earned a grade point average, placing them in the top 4% through the top 8% of those students graduating from their academic college or division. And they are wearing purple honor cords. Will the magna cum laude candidates please rise so we may recognize and honor you? Congratulations. Students graduating cum laude have earned a grade point average, placing them in the top 9 through the top 15% of those students graduating within their academic college or division. And they are wearing gold honor cords. Will the cum laude candidates please rise so we may recognize and honor you? Congratulations and thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Samantha Bennett, President of the Northern Iowa Student Government.
Hi, Panthers. It's so wonderful to see you all. I'm honored for the opportunity to speak with you on one of the most celebratory days of your time at the University of Northern Iowa. It's been my privilege to serve as the president of Northern Iowa Student Government and to represent all of you. As you graduate today, I encourage all of you to live your life fully and make UNI proud. The faculty and staff, your parents, and friends have helped you attain the knowledge and skills necessary to be successful as you develop on your next journey. Your involvement, engagement, and accomplishments at UNI will benefit you in your next steps, whether that be graduate school, volunteer opportunities, or your professional career. So take what you've learned and be the difference. Enjoy today, because you more than deserve to, and congratulations on your achievements. Go Panthers.
At these exercises, it has become our pleasant custom to ask a member of the graduating class to deliver an address to their fellow students. Dr. Jennifer Waldron, Associate Vice President of Research and Innovation, Dean of the Graduate College in Online and Distance Education, will introduce this year's speaker.
It is with great pleasure that I introduce Darcy Van Vorst, who is graduating with her Master's in Social Work with a specialization in trauma. She is able to pursue her master's degree through an online cohort program. Darcy has been working with children and families for nearly 20 years in a variety of roles. Her passion for helping people heal from trauma and challenging experiences was ignited when she adopted her 2 older children from the foster care system 15 years ago. As a scholar practitioner, Darcy has done extensive research on trauma and has received extensive training on issues related to family, children, and their communities. According to her advisor, Dr. Matthew Vasquez, Darcy was always looking for the application, the quote, "How do we use this to make people's lives better?" aspect of learning. Darcy challenged him to be a better professor, and for that, he's very grateful. From a personal and professional perspective, Darcy offers hope for lasting change through educating, empowering, and equipping others to overcome the challenges they are facing. Please join me in welcoming Darcy.
Fellow classmates. Can I even say fellow classmates when many of you are young enough to be my children? For real though, I have 2 kids in their 20s. As I look at you all, it makes me think of when I went to orientation and met some of my classmates. I remember coming home and telling my husband their eyes still sparkle. I was entering grad school quite tired. It was days after launching my 2nd child into adulthood. I was ready for the next phase of life, but was quite weary from motherhood. Let's just say my eyes were more tired than sparkly. Here we are at the end of our programs. Not sure if your eyes feel tired or if they feel sparkly, but my once tired eyes are sparkling in a whole new way, primarily because of all that I had gained while attending the University of Northern Iowa. My life has been forever changed, both personally and professionally. As a distance learner, I was never on campus, but because of the phenomenal professors and the amazing people in my cohort, I felt part of the University of Northern Iowa. I couldn't be more proud or more excited to be graduating from such a fine university. There were a few times that I honestly did not know if I was going to make it to graduation. I remember the first time I had to write a research paper using APA format. I was convinced I was much too old to be back in school to relearn such a thing. Thankfully, my youngest daughter reminded me of our family motto, Van Vorst, do not quit. So I got out of bed and I kept on researching. Maybe you younger ones didn't struggle using proper format, but I'm guessing you had other struggles unique to your age group. Maybe like writing sentences without using acronyms and emojis. I know, you're all like SMH. I'm guessing we all had challenges to overcome during our programs. We survived some really hard years as learners. Many of you had to adapt to changes in learning because of COVID restrictions on campus. Others of us had to adapt our learning from home while also homeschooling our children while the schools were shut down. Regardless, it's been a challenge. But you know what? We made it. We did it. And that should be celebrated. That's the first thing I want all of us to remember as we go on from here. Because don't kid yourself, the challenges are not over. So remember, we've done hard things, and we can keep doing hard things. And if at some point you feel like you can't, then I encourage you to remember the wise words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving. That brings me to the second thing I want all of us to remember. Regardless if you are flying or crawling, make sure you surround yourself with people that care about you and support you. In my social work classes, I often realize that it's the simple things that make the most profound difference. Research shows that if people feel supported, not only can they survive hard things, they can thrive after hard things. I hope you leave here with that simple truth in mind. We need the support of others. Don't try to do life alone. So now it's time for us to go and use all that the University of Northern Iowa has equipped us to do. Some of you already have jobs in place and your future is bright. Others of you may be wondering what's next, which can be a scary place to be. I know, it's where I happen to be. Less than 2 months ago, I was flying, so excited for what I thought was going to be happening after graduation. But out of nowhere, all the plans and dreams that I had for changing the world came crumbling down. And even though everything in me just wanted to give up, I knew I had to keep moving. And so I did. And within weeks, my crawl became a walk. And now there are days that I feel like running again. And one day, hopefully soon, I will be flying. Regardless of where you are at and knowing what's next, regardless if you are flying or crawling, I want to leave you with one last piece of wisdom I had to learn in life the hard way. Be authentically you. In my teens and 20s, I constantly strove to be accepted by others, which only led to a life of pain and being a fake version of myself. It took years of unbecoming this fake version of myself to find out who I truly am. And now I'm free to be me. And now that I know the freedom there is in being me, I refuse to be anybody else. So when I think about starting this new phase of life back in the professional world, I don't plan on trying to convince anyone to like me. I don't plan on trying to become a certain somebody in order to be chosen for certain opportunities. I just plan on being authentically me. Will I get all the opportunities out there? No. But you know what? The ones I do get will be because they want the real me, and that's freedom. This echoes wise words again from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. You matter. Your life matters. Live your life with purpose by being authentically you. So just to review, remember, you have done hard things and you can keep doing hard things. Keep crawling. Remember to not do life alone. Surround yourself with people who support you. And last but not least, be authentically you. You are enough. Congratulations, fellow classmates. It's time to fly.
Thank you, Darcy. And I think you are flying. And I know all of you are ready to fly as well, and many of you already are. The past 22 months have been an unprecedented time for the world and interrupted our long-standing traditions of recognizing and celebrating graduating students with their friends and their families in this auditorium. Today, we are very fortunate to welcome back those graduates who were able to return to campus for this ceremony and special recognition of their graduation. Today, it's with great pride that we recognize and celebrate alumni of the University of Northern Iowa who did not have the opportunity to attend commencement in the spring or fall of 2020 due to restrictions caused by the pandemic. Marshall Valentine, please proceed with honoring the graduates of the class of 2020 of the University of Northern Iowa.
Provost Herrera will now present the candidates, actually graduates, in recognition of their degrees received from the University of Northern Iowa in 2020. Those candidates will now rise.
Mr. President, it gives me great honor that on behalf of the faculty of the University of Northern Iowa to present you these 2020 graduates who successfully fulfilled the requirements for their respective degrees. I am pleased to commend them to you for the affirmation of those degrees.
Thank you, Provost Herrera. By the virtue of the authority granted by the state of Iowa to the State Board of Regents, and by them delegated to me, I hereby affirm to each of you, as appropriate and qualified, the previously granted degree of Master of Arts, Master of Arts in Education, Master's of Business Administration, Master of Social Work, Bachelor of Art, Bachelor's of Liberal Studies, Bachelor of Music, or Bachelor of Science, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. I now publicly announce you as 2020 graduates of the University of Northern Iowa. Congratulations. If your tassel happens to be on the right side of your cap, please switch it to the left side to indicate that you are now a graduate of the University of Northern Iowa. Congratulations again.
The returning 2020 graduates will now be individually recognized. Dr. Deirdre Heisted, Professor and Executive Director of Undergraduate Studies, will read the names of the graduates. Graduates will be greeted by deans, department heads, and faculty members as they cross and leave the stage.
Anthony Jordan Woodley. Anya Vache Bell. Hannah Gail Johnson. David Russell Degner. Adrian Thomas Horace. Katie Christine Tyne. Allison Sue Ryden. Peyton Smith. Ashley Rose Norville. Lydia Marie Tauman. Marissa Ann Rusa. Brianne Elizabeth Setledge. Melanie Maxine Homeister, Katie Jo Anderson, Alyssa Marie McVeigh, Sydney Renee Roth, Shelby Marie Axtell, Allison Sarah Fife, Paxton Christine Fife, Alberto Castrejon, Brooke Lynn Brown, Justin A. Operman, Jessica Jean Scholes, Danielle Annette Honig, Sydney Drew Taylor, Colby Jace Klein-Hesslink, and Amanda Joy Klein-Hesslink. Haley Jordan Bennell, Chase Allen Collins, Caitlin Rose Schroeder, Rachel K. Dillavue, Madeline Grace Furr, Abigail Marie Furr, Megan Lee Lenstra, Ella Ravanovich Garcia, Sarah Violet Flugel, Isabella Caitlin Perkson, Alexia Joan Babautu San Nicolas, Alma Delia Pasena, Daniela Catherine Guerrero, Kyla Jean Marie Fangman, William Robert Larson, Samuel Clinton Kuhn, Jacob Robert Johnson, Juan Nepomuceno Trinidad, Jose Trinidad, Colin J. Kirkhoff, Kimberly Page Wilderdike, Morgan Elizabeth West, Callie Jean Breyer, Bo Jordan Yelly, Gabrielle Diane Leitner, Taylor Lean, Miranda Christine Scott, Barbell Landfair, Nicole Lynn Goodman, Eric Furman Ramos, Eric Matthew Burke, Connor Kyle Gibson, Emily Morgan Wright, Bethany Marie Amos, Jacqueline Rose Miller, Faith Anita Slinger, Abigail Rose Hill, Stephanie Nicole Hips, Jordan Matthew Kinkle, Aspen Storm Olson, Rafael Benitez Reyes, and Sydney Grace Schuler.
These 2020 graduates have waited a long time, folks. Let's give them a huge round of applause for returning to the University of Northern Iowa. As our ceremony continues, Dr. Waldron will now present the candidates for the master's degrees from the College of Business, Division of Online and Distance Education, and the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Those candidates will please rise.
Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the Graduate College and the University, I have the honor to present to you these candidates who have successfully fulfilled the requirements for their respective degrees. I am pleased to commend them to you for the awarding of their respective degrees.
Thank you, Dean Waldron. By virtue of the authority granted by the State of Iowa to the State Board of Regents, and by them delegated to me, I hereby grant to each of you, as appropriate and qualified, the degree of Master of Arts, Master of Accounting, Master of Business Administration, Master of Public Policy, or Master of Social Work, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. I now pronounce you graduates of the University of Northern Iowa. Congratulations.
The graduates will now be individually recognized. Dr. Deirdre Heisted will read the names of the graduates. Graduates will be greeted by deans, department heads, and faculty members as they cross and leave the stage.
Joshua Ray Harold. Kendrea C. Dixon. Michelle Grace Wald. Destiny K. Hemshoot. Eva Gutierrez Ackerley. Kelly Ann Smith Eriks. Brittany Ann Promise. Shannon Renee Van Manen. Andrea Marie Homan. Elisa Walker. Rebecca Sue Rogers. Elizabeth Ann DeHogas. Alexandria Rose Harmoning. Nichelle Catherine Blakesley. Sarah Ann Jansen. Laura Marie D. Cook. Justine Chantel Anderson. Darcy Van Worst. Avery Gabrielle Jones. Brooke Catherine Olson. Evan J. Hilzebeck. Anna McCutcheon. Amanda Margaret Klein. Caitlin Marie Osterman. Sedomda Capizzi. Athena Shade Soraya Whiteside. Bridget Ellen Kuntz. Christine Kemp. Hillary Ann Harding, Amanda Lee Fessenmeyer, and Hunter Jacob Friesen.
Let's congratulate our 2021 master's degree graduates. As we continue our ceremony, and while all of us are proud and excited to see our graduates cross the stage today and receive their diplomas, we respectfully ask that you refrain from using air horns, cowbells, sirens, fireworks, and other celebratory devices during the ceremony. As your graduate crosses the stage, please quickly conclude your individual applause so that the audience can hear the name of the next candidate. Thank you. The Provost and Executive Vice President of the University, Dr. Jose Herrera, will now present the candidates for the bachelor's degrees from their respective units. The audience will find the disciplines of study for each college listed in your commencement program or on your phone.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees please stand? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the university, I have the honor to present to you these candidates who have successfully fulfilled the requirements for their respective bachelor's degrees. I am pleased to commend them to you for the awarding of those degrees.
Thank you, Provost Herrera. By virtue of the authority granted by the state of Iowa to the State Board of Regents, and by them delegated to me, I hereby grant to each of you as appropriate and as qualified the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Liberal Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Social Work, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. I now pronounce you graduates of the University of Northern Iowa. You may move your tassel to the left side of your cap.
Please be seated. We will now individually recognize the graduates. Dr. Deirdre Heisted will read the names of the graduates. Names will be read by Academic College. Graduates will be greeted by deans, department heads, and faculty members as they cross and leave the stage.
From the Division of Continuing Education, Carson Scott Pierce. Sadie Alexis Marker. Abhishek Maheshwaran. Megan Lynn Niederguses. Andrew John Crippen. Cole Joseph Nelson. Sawyer Justine Birch. Jose M. Reyes. Clint Mendez. Kylie Marie Phillips. Nicole Ann Himes. Chime Ganum Erica Nekazi Wami. From the College of Business, Nick Edward Weber, Joseph Andrew Friedel, Spencer James Johnson, Eric Dot Pingle, Benjamin R. Carr, Kobe D. Deers, John Joseph Berger, Tyler Jordan Hoosman, Ryan James Albaugh, Joshua Allen Wason, Dawson Thomas Peters, Mario Alberto Mendez Aguilar, Eric Mendoza Martinez, Jacob Daniel Shelby Hildreth, Tyler Robert Banker, Claire Otten Schaefer, Morgan Lynn Jensen, Tara Lynn Makepeace, Taylor Renee Buchheit, Caitlin Nicole Gerdes, Shane Andrew Bergman, Amy Rose Hayline, Mason Otto Wirtz, Tyler Gary James Clausen, Chiao Chu Cho, Ying Yang, William Robert Mitchell, Caitlin Michelle Emheiser, Savannah Joe Kramer, Hayden Dwayne Hall, Malik Haynes, Brandon Lee Mitchell, Jacob Lean, Cameron O'Donnell, Peyton Kyle Brown, Sarah Marie Madsen, Ethan James Capina, Charles Dorn, Benjamin Flanagan, Stephen Michael Gottwald, Jeffrey Joseph Brick, Emily Ann Wheeler, Hunter Diane Bolt, Bailey Elaine Bartles, Mallory Ann Steege, Chelsea Nicole Burrows, Shrithi Adikarhi, Claire Marguerite McDonough, Rachel May Freeborn, Hannah Marie Dash, Danielle Lynn Schumann, Cadence Alexis Mather, Autumn May Wiedemeyer, Adam Robert Frere, Brandon Joseph Stanger, Michaela B. Fedler, Taylor Promise, Lucas James Kramer, Blake Jonathan Frerick, Brady Carson Barrett, Tanner Mitchell Mullen, Tyler Andrew Vauthier, and Evan Michael Cutler, Kamal Adib, Derek William Labarge, Luke Austin Delap, Madison Ann Davis, Bailey Marie Knowlton, Josie Sudman, Allison Ram, Sydney Rose Bavers, Abby Marie Ruggeberg, Kelsey Nicole Van Alsberg, Carrington Grace Hunt, Alexandra Ruby Parker, Ellie Elizabeth Winter, Savannah May Moyer, Kyle Joseph Schott, Carter Franzen Nordman, Michael Roy Henter, Chase Daniel Sinclair, Carissa Michelle Ullman, Nicholas Nolan Bevins, Brendan Michael Sir, Benjamin John Spence, Jacob Douglas Davis, Ryan Thomas Lauer, Jacob Frank Keebler, Ryan Carl Myers, Curtis James Countryman, Connor Douglas Allen Nielsen, Mingsan Shen, Yang Yang Quinn, Nicholas Paul Hazelhoon, Luke Donald Murfield, Molly Catherine Visoki, Allison Margaret Crump, Brianna C. Smith, Lauren Marie Embleton, Jenna Rose Hochschild, Rayleigh Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Lee Hines, Brooke Lynn Metcalf. From the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences, Johnny Janine Hill, Chloe Renee Russo, Kirsten Marie Gerdet, Carter Matthew Vanderaw, Cameron C.J. Carter, Whit Harberts, Katia Janae Alford, Conlon Duke Lingwall, Diane Marie Rolfe, Julia Margaret Reichs, Rayleigh Elaine Heeman, Marissa Marie Rowan, Bailey Christine Potratz, Mason Arnold Nyson, Nicholas J. Ellis, Morgan Jane Heff, Joshua Allen Jameson, Peyton Thomas Simmons, Dayton Jason Hansen, Caitlin Jean Peel, Jaylee Eva Knowles, Rachel Irene Reboff, Caitlin Amber Belden, Claire Davis, Ochuko Awanama, Ashley Marie Schneider, Devin Jacob Van Brogen, Angela Marie Speltz, Richard Campos, Claire Jalise Kaufman, Sydney Anne Marie Swanson, Amelia Lucille Faust, Aaliyah Lynn Rubun, Melanie Grace Lane, Corinne Elizabeth Davidson, Erica Joe Griffin, Elise Micaiah Striegel, Holly Lynn Henriksen, Amanda Autumn Bruns, Emily Kiefer, Natalie Marie Hart, Aishanur Parpuja, Zara Mohammed Al-Nemer, Ethan Joseph Kaiser, Sonia Lynn Kennick Bethune, Taylor Marie Lux, Holly Alexandria Bennett Smith, Jason David Sakowski, Madison Ray Davis, Jennifer Marie Kraus, Desiree Leanne Allen, Abigail Diane Peterson, Adam David Wilson, Abigail Rose Mazzarella, Emma Lynn Caney, Michael Charles Ernberger, Ashlyn Noel Kralik, Taylor Ann Aaronholtz, Kelsey Lynn Connick, Morgan Ray Marks, Rachel Teresa Eastman, Alexis Levon Dirksen, Shannon Joe Doherty, Elvadina Arapovich, Melinda Michelle Collins, Kelly Ruth Matney, Natalia Julie Mosher, Mackenzie Joanne Paulson, Mercedes Lee Heineck, Madison Rayanne Braden, Abigail Marie Malone, Kristen Elizabeth Bennett, Jacqueline Ann Coster, Tyler Joseph O'Toole, Luke Douglas House, Colette Adriana Sanford, Morgan Lenora Halber, Matthew Scott Johnson, Joshua Tron Brooks, Holden Jacob Cloud, Alexander Timothy Gary, Clayton Joseph Hansen, Isaac Bradley Voss, Raquel Contreras, Jamie Sue Krankovich, Samantha Gucking, Emsada Osmich, Brittany Joe Hinker, Susan Amelia Hecker, Maryam Mohammed Abdul Nabi Al-Maimini, Kinsey J. Lester, Alexa Jane Schlemme, Courtney Marie Pexton, Tyler Bradley Nealon, Spencer Tracy Keaton, and Muhammad Shamir Butt.
It is now my privilege to introduce Mr. Drew Conrad, Vice Chair of the UNI Alumni Association Board of Directors.
Greetings, distinguished guests, faculty, students, family, and friends. On behalf of the nearly 123,000 UNI alumni, I extend congratulations to you, members of the classes of 2020 and 2021. You have earned a degree from the University of Northern Iowa and should be proud of this occasion and this accomplishment. Your time here as a student is brief compared to what commences today. Your lifelong experience as an alum of this great institution. I encourage you to stay engaged with UNI. As a UNI graduate, your active participation in the life of the university will help you continue to develop personally, enhance the value of your degree, and will advance UNI to new heights. At this time, I would ask all UNI alumni in the audience to please stand and applaud the newest members of the UNI alumni family. Again, congratulations to all of you, our newest UNI graduates, and welcome to the UNI Alumni Association.
Graduates, please rise. Family members, friends, honored guests, please join me in one more round of applause in recognition of these outstanding graduates and their achievement today. Graduates, while you're still standing, the faculty of this institution have played a particularly important role in you reaching this goal today through the coursework, through the interactions out of class, mentorship, and guiding. Please join me in thanking the faculty of the University of Northern Iowa for all they have done for you at this institution. You may be seated. Graduates, there are many people that have helped you reach this day. And it is best for you to take a little time and say thank you to them. And while we do that through this ceremony, I encourage you to take some time and actually write some of the individuals a personal thank you note. Take the time to write it. Find a postcard. Find a thank you card. Find an envelope. Buy a stamp. You can get them at the post office. The address goes in the middle of the envelope, and your return address goes in the upper left-hand corner. In this day and age of text messages and emails, that time it takes for you to sit down and write a note, put it in an envelope, and send it means a great deal to the people who receive it. It means that you took a little extra time, a little extra thought to get them a thank you. Think of 3 or 4 or 5 people. Maybe they're faculty members. Maybe they're an advisor on this campus. Maybe it's somebody in our counseling center that made a special effort to help you. Maybe it's a mentor from your high school or a coach or a teacher. Take the time to say thank you. You wouldn't be here without them. So take a little time and say thank you to those individuals. At this time, I'm going to ask several people in our audience to stand. And when I ask you to stand, I want you to remain standing until I tell you that you can sit back down. If you are the spouse or life partner of one of today's graduates, would you please rise? Stay standing. If you are a child of one of today's graduates, would you please rise? If you are the parent or guardian of one of today's graduates, would you please rise? If you are the fiancé or significant other of one of our graduates, would you please rise? If you are a grandparent of one of our graduates, would you please rise? If you are a great-grandparent of one of our graduates, would you please rise? If you are a sibling of one of these graduates, would you please rise? If you are the aunt, uncle, or cousin of one of these alums, would you please rise? If you are a UNI faculty or staff member, would you please rise? If you are a current or former teacher, coach, or mentor to one of our graduates, would you please rise? If you are a friend of one of our graduates, would you please rise? If you in some way, shape, or form know one of our graduates, would you please rise? Graduates, look around you. The people standing have made a tremendous impact on your lives and made today a possibility. They have loved you, they have encouraged you, they have fed you, occasionally washed your laundry, and helped you reach this point in so many, many ways. None of you would be here without the people gathered around you in this auditorium. Please join me in thanking these incredible loved ones. Thank you. Everybody stay standing. Graduates, would you please rise? In honor of today's graduates, please join in the singing of the University of Northern Iowa alma mater, presented by the UNI Varsity Men's Glee Club on the video above. The words are found in the back of the program.
Please be seated for our final announcements. Please direct your attention to the top of the McLeod Center. At this time, we would like to thank conductor Dr. Michael Conrad and the award-winning UNI Jazz Ensemble students for their wonderful music today. We ask that all graduates and audience members remain in place until after the President's Party has exited the McLeod Center. At that time, all graduates will be escorted up the stairs to the concourse level. All audience members should remain at their seats until the graduates have traversed the stairs. These commencement exercises being now completed, please rise for the recessional of the President's Party. The fall commencement exercises of 2020 and 2021 are now adjourned.